2-hour financial education course, Your Guide to Financial Freedom.
Oh, yeah. Practical wisdom. Interesting ideas, that one.
That's the one. And wow, it throws a lot at you. Thankfully, we've got expert speaker here to help us sift through it all. What were your takeaways from this course?
You know, it's interesting. The course really hammered home the importance of mindset. It's not just about the numbers.
Oh, okay.
It's how you think about money that really matters.
Okay, so like your money mindset is the bedrock, the foundation.
Exactly. And the course dives into how, like childhood experiences and societal messages can really shape those negative beliefs about money.
Yeah.
Like, for example, if you grew up hearing money doesn't grow on trees constantly, you might subconsciously be limiting your earning potential.
That makes sense. It's like those beliefs become self-fulfilling prophecies.
Right. But the good news is you can reframe those beliefs. The course encourages shifting from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. So focusing on how money can be a tool for good and growth.
I love that. So instead of seeing money as something to be stressed about, it's about seeing the possibilities.
Absolutely. And that leads to another key distinction the course makes: the difference between being rich and being truly wealthy.
Ah, yeah, I've heard this before, but I'm always curious to hear different perspectives.
Well, the course argues that rich is often associated with, flashy spending and outward appearances. It's about keeping up with the Joneses, which can lead to a lot of debt and financial instability.
It's like that saying, trying to keep up with the Kardashians.
Right.
Recipe for disaster.
Precisely. Wealth, on the other hand, is about building assets, creating financial security, and having the freedom to make choices that align with your values.
So it's less about the stuff you have and more about the options you create for yourself.
Exactly. And the course links this idea of building wealth to the concept of the time value of money.
Okay, break that down for me. I'm always a bit fuzzy on this one.
Essentially, it means that $1 today is worth more than $1 in the future because of its potential to grow through investments. It's like planting a seed. The earlier you plant it, the more time it has to grow into a mighty tree.
So like, if I invest a small amount today, it could be worth significantly more in 20 years than if I invest the same amount in 10 years.
Yes. And the course illustrates this with a powerful example. Would you rather have $1 million today or a single penny that doubles in value every day for a month?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I mean, $1 million sounds pretty amazing right now.
It does, but that penny with the power of compounding would actually end up being worth over $5 million at the end of the month. It really highlights the magic of letting your money work for you over time.
Wow, okay. I'm seeing the light here. So it's about playing the long game, making it work for you instead of you just working for your money.
Exactly. And this brings us to one of the biggest dangers to your financial well-being: high-interest debt. Think of it like a weed in your financial garden, choking the growth of your investments.
So it's not that all debt is bad, but high-interest debt can really sabotage your progress.
Yeah. The course emphasizes that understanding and managing debt strategically is crucial.
Okay.
It can be a useful tool, but you need to use it wisely.
And how do they suggest tackling that? Because let's be real, debt can feel like a monster.
They recommend a few different approaches, like the snowball and avalanche methods. So the snowball method focuses on paying off the smallest debts first to build momentum,
Okay.
while the avalanche method targets the debts with the highest interest rates. So it's all about finding what works for you and your situation.
So there's not one right answer. It's about having a strategy and sticking to it.
Precisely. And it's not just about getting rid of debt, it's about building a strong financial foundation.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What are the building blocks they recommend?
Well, they stress the importance of tracking your spending. You can't manage what you don't measure, right?
That makes sense. How can you make a plan if you don't know where your money's going?
Exactly. And once you have a clear picture of your spending, you can create a budget. They recommend the 50-30-20 rule: 50% of your income to needs, 30% to wants, and 20% to savings and investments.
It's a good framework, but I imagine it's also flexible. Like you might need to tweak those percentages depending on individual circumstances.
Absolutely. It's a starting point, not a rigid rule. The key is to find a system that works for you and helps you prioritize your financial goals.
So it's less about deprivation and more about making conscious choices.
Yes. And speaking of prioritizing, they also emphasize the importance of building an emergency fund.
That's been a game changer for me, knowing I have a financial cushion. It just takes so much stress out of life's little or big surprises.
It's peace of mind in a bank account. And it doesn't have to be a huge sum right away. Even starting small and gradually building it up can make a difference.
So it's not about waiting until you have a ton of money. It's about starting where you are and making consistent progress.
Exactly. And once you have that emergency fund in place, you can start thinking about long-term goals like investing for retirement.
I know I should be better about that, but to be honest, retirement seems so far off.
I understand that feeling, but the course emphasizes the importance of starting early, even if it's with small amounts. The magic of compound interest works best over long periods.
Right, back to that penny analogy. So even if it feels like a small step now, it can have a huge impact down the road.
Exactly. And they don't just focus on retirement. The course also encourages exploring ways to grow wealth outside of traditional retirement accounts, like investing in real estate, starting a business, or even dabbling in the stock market.
Whoa, okay. That's a lot to consider. Where does someone even begin with all of that?
The course stresses the importance of setting clear financial goals. They recommend SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. It's about having a roadmap, a destination in mind.
That makes sense. Otherwise, it's easy to feel lost or overwhelmed.
And if all of this feels a bit overwhelming, the course encourages seeking professional guidance. A financial advisor can help personalize your strategy, answer those tricky questions.
It's like having a financial coach in your corner, someone to help you stay focused and motivated.
Exactly. So even though the course covers a lot, there's a common thread running through it all.
It sounds like it's all about taking control of your financial narrative, making informed choices, and building a future where you have options and freedom.
Precisely. And remember, this is just the tip of the iceberg. The course goes much deeper into specific investment strategies, different types of financial accounts, and even delves into the psychology of money.
Okay, so we've laid the groundwork, but we're just getting started. What specifically resonated with you from this first part of the course?
What really stuck with me is the importance of shifting your mindset about money. It's not about obsessing over every penny. It's about seeing money as a tool to create the life you want.
I love that. It's about empowerment, not deprivation.
Yeah.
It's about making your money work for you instead of the other way around.
And the best part, you don't have to have it all figured out today. It's a journey, and even small steps can lead to big results over time.
Well said. We'll be back in part 2 to delve deeper into some of those more advanced strategies, explore different investment options, and maybe even uncover a few surprises along the way. But before we go, I have a question for you. Think back to your younger self, just starting out on their financial journey. What one piece of advice would you give them knowing what you know now?
That's a great question. If I could go back, I'd tell my younger self to start investing as early as possible, even if it's just a small amount. The power of compound interest over time is truly incredible.
Amazing advice. It's a reminder that even small actions taken consistently can lead to big results. And it's never too late to start, right?
Absolutely. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the second best time is today.
Love that. We'll be back in part 2 to explore more of those nuggets of wisdom and help you navigate your own financial journey. Until then, think about what resonated with you most from this conversation. What one step will you commit to taking today?
Remember, financial freedom isn't a destination, it's a journey. And the most important step is the one you take right now. Welcome back to our deep dive into financial freedom. In part 1, we talk about mindset, and building a strong financial foundation. Now, let's explore one of the biggest hurdles on the path to financial freedom: debt.
Ugh, debt. It can feel like this heavy weight, dragging you down, especially when you're trying to build a better financial future. I'm ready to hear some strategies for tackling this beast.
I hear you. Debt can be a major source of stress, but the good news is that it's manageable. The key is to be, proactive and strategic about it.
So it's not just about paying it off as fast as possible. It's about having a plan of attack.
Exactly. And the first step is understanding the different types of debt you have. The course dives into various categories like credit card debt, student loans, auto loans, mortgages, each with their own unique characteristics and interest rates.
It's like knowing your enemy, right? Understanding their strengths and weaknesses.
Precisely. And one of the most important factors to consider is the interest rate. High interest debt like credit card debt can quickly spiral out of control.
Yeah.
If you're not careful.
It's like a financial leak in your boat. You got to plug it up before it sinks your whole ship.
That's a great analogy. And the course emphasizes the importance of prioritizing high interest debt repayment. The faster you can pay it down, the less money you'll lose to interest charges.
So it's not just about the amount of debt you have, it's about the type of debt and how much it's costing you.
Absolutely. And alongside interest rates, it's crucial to understand your credit score.
Ah, yes. Mysterious credit score. It can feel so intimidating, confusing.
I know, right? But it's a lot simpler than it seems. Your credit score is essentially a numerical representation of your creditworthiness, right? It tells lenders how responsible you are with borrowing and repaying money.
So the higher the score, the better.
Exactly. A good credit score opens doors to lower interest rates on loans, better credit card offers, and even, more favorable terms on things like insurance.
Wow. It really is a financial superpower.
It is. And the course breaks down the key factors that influence your credit score: your payment history, credit utilization, the length of your credit history, and the types of credit you have.
So it's not just about paying your bills on time, it's about managing your credit wisely.
Yes. And the good news is there are things you can do to improve your credit score over time.
Like what? Give us the inside scoop.
Well, one of the most important things is to review your credit report regularly. You can actually get a free copy from each of the 3 major credit bureaus, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, once a year.
So it's like checking in for your financial health checkup, making sure everything's in order.
Exactly. And if you spot any errors or inaccuracies, you can dispute them, get them corrected.
That's good to know. I always hear about those credit report errors.
Another key step is to make all your payments on time, whether it's for credit cards, loans, utilities, anything.
It sounds simple, but life gets busy. Any tips for staying on top of it all?
The course recommends setting up automatic payments whenever possible. It takes the guesswork out of it, ensures that you never miss a due date.
That's genius. I need to get better at automating things.
It's a game changer. And when it comes to credit cards, the course advises keeping your credit utilization low. Ideally, you want to use less than 30% of your available credit.
So if I have a credit card with a $10,000 limit, I should aim to keep my balance below $3,000.
Exactly. It shows lenders that you're managing your credit responsibly and not, maxing out your cards.
Makes sense. It's all about sending those positive signals to the credit gods.
Now, once you have a good understanding of your credit and the types of debt you have, the course dives into specific strategies for paying it down effectively.
Okay, so let's talk tactics. What are some of the, proven methods they recommend?
They go into detail about the snowball and avalanche methods, which we touched on briefly earlier. The snowball method focuses on paying off your smallest debts first to build momentum and create a sense of accomplishment.
Oh, I love that idea. It's like those small wins keep you motivated.
Exactly. And then you roll that extra money you're putting toward the small debt into the next smallest debt, creating a snowball effect.
Okay, that makes sense. What about the avalanche method? How's that different?
The avalanche method is all about efficiency. It focuses on tackling the debts with the highest interest rates first, regardless of their size. This minimizes the total interest you pay over time.
So it's less about the psychological boost and more about the mathematical advantage.
Exactly. And it can save you a significant amount of money in interest charges in the long run.
Both methods sound good. It probably depends on your personality and financial goals, right?
Absolutely. The course encourages choosing the method that best aligns with your individual needs and preferences.
So it's about having options and finding what works for you, which is really empowering.
It is. And beyond these specific methods, they also stress the importance of finding areas in your budget to cut back on spending.
Ugh, the dreaded budget. But I know it's important. You can't outrun your spending habits forever.
That's so true. And the course emphasizes that even small changes can make a big difference over time.
Like what? Give me some examples. I'm always looking for ways to save a few bucks.
They suggest things like brewing your own coffee instead of buying it every day, packing your lunch instead of eating out, negotiating your bills. You'd be surprised how often you can get a lower rate, and finding free or low-cost entertainment options.
Those are all great tips. It's about being mindful of your spending and finding creative ways to cut back without feeling deprived.
Exactly. And another strategy they recommend is consolidating debt.
Consolidating. What exactly does that mean?
Debt consolidation essentially combines multiple debts into a single loan with a lower interest rate.
So it's like streamlining your payments and potentially saving money on interest charges.
Exactly. It can be a useful tool, but it's important to understand the terms and conditions of the consolidation loan before you sign anything.
Makes sense. It's not a magic bullet. It's a strategy that needs to be carefully considered.
Right. And they also devote a good chunk of time to tackling student loans, which can feel like a particularly daunting form of debt.
Oh, student loan debt is a huge issue for so many people. It can feel impossible to get ahead.
I know, it's a real struggle. But the course offers some hope and practical strategies. They recommend exploring government relief programs, income-driven repayment plans, and even potential loan forgiveness options.
It's good to know that there are resources available to, help navigate this complex landscape.
Absolutely. And they emphasize the importance of understanding the terms of your student loans, making informed decisions about repayment options, and seeking professional guidance if needed.
So even if it feels overwhelming, there are steps you can take to get a handle on those student loans.
Exactly. Now, while managing and eliminating debt is crucial, the course doesn't stop there. It also dives into the exciting world of investing.
Okay, so we've covered defense, now let's talk offense. How do they approach the topic of investing?
Well, they start by demystifying the basic principles of investing. They explain concepts like risk and return, asset allocation, and diversification in a clear and understandable way.
So it's like laying the foundation for a solid investment strategy.
Exactly. And they emphasize the importance of defining your investment goals, understanding your risk tolerance, and choosing investments that align with your overall financial plan.
So it's not just about picking random stocks. It's about having a personalized strategy.
Yeah.
Based on your individual needs and goals.
Yes. And they explore a wide range of investment options, from stocks and bonds to mutual funds and real estate. They highlight the pros and cons of each, helping you make informed decisions.
So many possibilities. It's exciting to think about growing your wealth, creating a secure financial future.
The course emphasizes that investing isn't about getting rich quick, right? It's about building wealth steadily and sustainably over time.
It's about playing the long game, riding out those market fluctuations, and staying focused.
Precisely. And they stress the importance of diversifying your investments. Not putting all your eggs in one basket.
Spreading the risk.
Yeah.
It's key to protecting your portfolio and weathering those market storms.
Exactly. And speaking of diversification, they encourage exploring investments beyond traditional retirement accounts like real estate, starting a business, or even investing in individual stocks.
So it's about thinking outside the box and considering different avenues.
Yes. And they highlight the importance of understanding the risks and rewards associated with each type of investment, doing your research, and seeking professional advice when needed.
It's about making informed decisions and not jumping into anything blindly.
Now, one of the most valuable aspects of the course, in my opinion, is its emphasis on automating your finances.
Automation. I'm all about making things easier. How do they suggest using automation to our advantage?
They encourage setting up automatic transfers to your savings and investment accounts, making it effortless to build wealth consistently.
It's like putting your financial goals on autopilot.
Exactly. And they also recommend automating your bill payments, ensuring that you never miss a due date. Avoid those late fees.
It's all about creating a system that works for you, freeing up your time and energy for the things you enjoy. Now, as we wrap up part 2 of our deep dive, I'm curious what resonated most with you from this discussion.
Oh, on debt and investing.
Yeah, what new perspective did you gain?
For me, the biggest takeaway is that financial freedom is a journey, not a destination. It's about making conscious choices, building good habits, and being patient, It's not about perfection, it's about progress.
That's such a great reminder. It's easy to get discouraged when you compare yourself to others or feel like you're not where you should be.
Exactly. And the course emphasizes that everyone's financial journey is unique. What works for one person might not work for another. The key is to find what works for you and stay committed to your goals.
I love that. It's about finding your own path to financial freedom, embracing the journey.
Absolutely. And remember, we're here to support you along the way. In part 3, we'll explore the, often overlooked area of insurance and wrap up our deep dive with some final thoughts and actionable takeaways.
Ooh, I'm excited to delve into that. Insurance can feel like a bit of a mystery, but I'm ready to shed some light on it.
We'll also touch on some of the psychological aspects of money, how to overcome those pesky limiting beliefs that can hold you back.
It's going to be a powerful and inspiring conclusion. Until then, we encourage you to continue reflecting on these insights we've shared and identify one concrete step you can take today to move closer to those financial goals.
Remember, every small step forward contributes to your overall progress. Embrace the journey with intention, and let's continue to build a brighter financial future together.
Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into financial freedom. We've covered a lot of ground, from mindset and budgeting to tackling debt, exploring investments.
Yeah.
But there's one piece of the puzzle we haven't talked about yet: insurance.
You're right. Insurance often gets overlooked in conversations about financial freedom. but it's a crucial part of the equation.
I'll admit, insurance isn't exactly the most exciting topic, but the course really highlighted why it's so essential.
It is. Think of insurance as like your financial bodyguard, protecting you from those unexpected punches life throws your way.
Okay, I like that analogy. So it's not just about protecting your stuff, it's about protecting your financial well-being from those unforeseen events.
Exactly. The course dives into various types of insurance, like health insurance, auto insurance, home insurance, and life insurance. Each one plays a specific role in safeguarding you from potential financial disaster.
And they also talk about how insurance is a business, right?
Yeah.
It's not just some benevolent force looking out for us.
That's right. It's important to understand that insurance companies are businesses, and their primary goal is to make a profit.
So it's not about being cynical or distrustful. It's about being informed and understanding how things work.
Exactly. The course encourages us to see insurance as a form of risk management. You're essentially transferring the risk of a potential financial loss to the insurance company in exchange for paying a premium.
So it's like a calculated bet, right?
Yeah.
You're betting that you might need the coverage, and the insurance company is betting that you won't.
That's a great way to put it. And understanding this dynamic can help you make more informed decisions about the types and amounts of coverage you need.
They also break down some of those confusing insurance terms like premiums, deductibles, co-payments, all that jargon.
Yes. The course does a great job of demystifying those terms and explaining how they work. It's important to know what you're paying for and what to expect in case you need to file a claim.
So it's not just about blindly signing up for whatever policy someone throws at you. It's about understanding the fine print and making sure it aligns with your needs and your budget.
Absolutely. And beyond understanding the basics of insurance, the course emphasizes the importance of taking a holistic approach to risk management.
What do they mean by that?
They encourage us to look at all aspects of our lives, our health, belongings, income, and identify those potential areas of vulnerability.
So it's like a financial risk assessment, figuring out where you're most exposed.
Exactly. And insurance is just one tool in the risk management toolbox. Other strategies include building an emergency fund, diversifying investments, and even having like a backup plan for your income.
So it's about having multiple layers of protection, like a financial safety net.
Exactly. And the goal isn't to eliminate all risk. That's impossible. It's about minimizing your exposure to the risks that could have the biggest impact on your financial well-being.
It makes sense. You can't control everything, but you can control how prepared you are.
And that sense of preparedness can bring a lot of peace of mind. Knowing you have that safety net in place can free you up to focus on, pursuing your goals and living your life to the fullest.
It's like having a financial worry-free zone.
No.
Now, before we wrap up this deep dive, I want to circle back to a theme that's been woven throughout.
Yeah.
Mindset.
Ah, yes. Mindset. It's the foundation of everything.
The course really hammered home the point that your beliefs and attitudes about money can either empower you or hold you back.
Yeah, they talk about how negative beliefs like money is the root of all evil or I'll never be wealthy can become self-fulfilling prophecies.
Those limiting beliefs can really sabotage your efforts
Mm-hmm.
to achieve financial freedom.
And they offer practical strategies for shifting your mindset. Things like challenging those negative thoughts, reframing your beliefs about money, and surrounding yourself with positive influences.
It's about creating a mental environment, one that supports those financial goals.
Exactly. And they stress the importance of focusing on abundance rather than scarcity, believing in your ability to create wealth, and embracing the journey.
With gratitude and joy. It's
Yeah.
about aligning your thoughts, feelings, actions, with your desired outcomes.
Absolutely. And remember, this journey is uniquely yours. There's no one-size-fits-all approach to financial freedom.
It's about finding what works for you, your values, your aspirations.
And it's about progress, not perfection. Every step you take, no matter how small, moves you closer to your goals.
Well said. As we conclude this deep dive, I'm curious, what was your biggest aha moment? What new insight will you carry with you?
For me, it's the reminder that financial freedom isn't just about the numbers. It's about having the freedom to make choices that align with your values, to pursue your passions, and to live a life of purpose and meaning.
I love that. It's about creating a life you love and having your finances support that vision.
And remember, you don't have to do this alone. There are so many resources available to support you on your journey.
So as we wrap up, I want to leave you with a challenge. What one small step will you commit to taking today to move closer to your financial goals?
It could be anything. Setting up a budget, reviewing your credit report, automating a savings transfer, or even just spending a few minutes educating yourself about a new financial concept.
The key is to take action. Even a small step can create a ripple effect, lead to big changes over time.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you've gained valuable insights, practical tools, and a renewed sense of empowerment to embark on your own journey toward financial freedom.
Remember, financial freedom is within your reach. Believe in yourself, empower yourself with knowledge, and never stop learning and growing. Until next time, may your finances flourish and your life be filled with abundance and joy.